I was recently noticing there was a bit of a gap in the Ubiquiti 2.5 gigabit switch lineup. It was missing a smaller switch similar to the Flex Mini 2.5G that launched recently, but that had actual PoE output, which this does not. Well, I'm happy to announce that Ubiquiti just filled that hole with the brand new Flex 2.5G PoE. If you've watched my recent videos, you would know that I have been recently rebuilding the studio, and that includes overhauling my network. In my other video this week, I unboxed and set up the Pro HD 24 PoE, which is an amazing switch, and if you haven't seen that video, I'll link it at the end of the video and down below, and go and check that out. But that is most notably all 2.5 gigabit switches, except for the two 10 gigabit switches that are at the end of the switch. Which means that all I needed now was a proper 2.5 gig PoE switch for my desk switch. Now, up until now, I have been using the Flex Mini for the 2.5 gig connectivity, but it doesn't have PoE. Obviously, I like to go as fast as possible, especially on my network, and especially because I just upgraded my internet to 2 gig fiber. My computer has a 2.5 gig Ethernet NIC, so I wanted to be able to attach that as well, and I have been using the 2.5 gig Flex Mini, but I still need PoE given that that's my desk switch and I plug other devices in there for testing. It's also powering my access point as well as a couple of cameras. All of that is solved with the new Flex 2.5G PoE. Quickly show you off the switch here. You have the 8 ports here that are all 2.5 gigabit. You have here something very interesting, a 10 gig combo if you use both of the Ethernet and the SFP together. And then of course on the end here, you have the optional power block. Mine did not come with the power brick, so I'm not going to be able to show you off that today, but you can have a lot more power going through this if you plug in direct power. Also in the box you have your mounting screws as usual, and those go into your mounting plate, which is very familiar to anybody who's used Ubiquiti before. And of course you have your mounting template, which goes on the wall with your handy little level wherever you are trying to install it. Now let's get it installed on my desk and hooked up so that I can get back on the information superhighway and plug my AP back in properly, because I have had it jury-rigged over the last couple of days while I was testing and using the Mini and waiting for this to arrive. I'd hopped on over into the test rack here. You can see I've got a 143, should really be closer to 2 gigabit download and upload speed. There you go, 2.2, 3, give or take, 2.5, and then I don't know what's going on. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Gives me a heart attack when it starts off slow with the upload sometimes. But, 2.1 down and 2.3 up. I'm very, very happy with that. So let's go over to our devices and adopt this new 2.5 gig 8 PoE. And you can see all the other crap that I've been testing in here. It's quite a bit of it. Let's adopt this. Updating. All right, now we're all updated, and you can see I've got a couple of things plugged in here. I've got PoE power coming in, and then PoE power going out. This is, we'll take a look at the ports. You can see that I've got my MacBook Pro plugged in at 2.5 gig speed over on the first port here, and then I have a USW Pro 8, which goes out to other cameras that I have. I have my U7 Pro Max, which is my Wi-Fi antenna, obviously. And then I've got my uplink to the USW Pro HD 24 PoE, which is where the power is coming from. And as you can see from the color coding here, you've got 2.5 gigabit. I wonder why that's only gigabit. Huh. It's only gigabit. Not that it matters, given that I only have cameras plugged into this, but the $349 Pro 8 PoE is only gigabit with PoE plus output, it looks like, and the Flex 2.5G is $159 and has 8 2.5 gigabit ports, and the PoE version, which is what I'm testing here, which is over at the end here, is $200 and has PoE++ output. So this is definitely a much better buy than the old Pro 8 PoE. This is a little bit less rugged than the Pro 8 PoE, but for the price, this is fantastic for 2.5 gig to use this to power and extend your network. Definitely fantastic. Back to the settings page. As usual, you can see how much power I'm using. You can see the IP address. You can see the parent device, which is always nice. There's some insights on here, and the settings, which is pretty standard, straightforward stuff. The Flex 2.5G PoE costs $199 and will be available on January 16th. If you want the full 196-watt PoE availability, then you need to buy the additional AC power adapter. Please leave your questions and comments down below. I do read every single one of them, and I appreciate you commenting. Thanks for watching.